And so, God gave her a son. And true to her vow, when the child was weaned, she took him to the house of God in Shiloh, and there she left him, a boy raised in the presence of the Lord, under the care of the old priest Eli. Now Eli was a man once close to God. But his vision had grown dim, both in eyes and in spirit. But still, the lamp of God had not yet gone out. That lamp, the one burning in the tabernacle beside the Ark of the Covenant, that tiny flickering flame, it was a sign of hope, like the last ember before the fire catches again. Now listen carefully. It was at night. The land lay still. The crickets sang, the stars watched from the sky, and in the temple, the boy Samuel lay down to sleep. He was not lying outside under the tree like the lazy children of the village. No. He was lying close to the Ark of God, near the Holy of Holies. And suddenly, a voice came. Samuel. Samuel. The boy, ever obedient, ever alert, jumped up and ran to Eli. Here I am. You called me, Baba. But the old priest opened one eye and waved his hand. No, my son. I did not call you. Go back to sleep. The boy returned. Lay down. But again, the voice came. Samuel. He rose quickly, again to Eli. Here I am, Baba. But again, Eli said, I did not call you, my son. The third time, the heavens echoed the same voice. Samuel. Now the old priest began to understand. Though his eyes were weak, his spirit remembered that voice. The same voice that had spoken to prophets and judges of old. A voice not heard in years. He knew now God was calling the boy. He said to Samuel, Go back, my son. And if the voice calls again, say, Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening. My children, this is where your ears must open wider. Because on that night, history shifted. The silence of heaven was broken, not by a trumpet or thunder, but by a whisper to a boy. Samuel went and lay down. The room was still. The oil lamp flickered gently. And then, the Lord came and stood, yes, he stood there, as one stands to speak to a king. Samuel. Samuel. And the boy answered as he was taught. Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening. What a response. Not, I'm afraid. Not, let me sleep. But speak, Lord. That is how prophets are born. That is how revival begins. With a child who listens. With a heart that says yes. Now I tell you, children of the land. In a time when visions were rare, God found a boy who slept close to his presence. In a time when the elders had grown blind, God raised a child with open ears. In a time when the lamp was almost out, he breathed on the flame. This story is not just about Samuel. It is about you. Yes, you who hear my voice. Maybe your land is like Israel, dry, confused, corrupt. Maybe the elders have failed. The prophets have grown silent. The churches have grown cold.